Hi guys, this is Zach from Watches on You, and today we're going to be taking a look at our first watch from the brand Vulcain. So now this watch I've been really wanting to see in person for a long time now, as this is the Vulcan Cricket. This is the President Special model specifically, but is more commonly known as the Vulcan Cricket. So this piece is actually the Cricket is actually the very first watch to wristwatch, I shall say, to have an alarm function. It was actually first invented in 1947 by Vulcain, and they were the first company to come out with an alarm wristwatch. No one else had done it before, so they claim the title as the first. So this is the Vulcan Cricket President Special, and what's interesting about the Vulcan President is that, well, first of all, they're all crickets, but they have been given to every single president since Harry Truman. So that's one thing that people don't know about these watches. This is really the true president's watch. Everyone says the Rolex date is the president, but actually, this Vulcan Cricket right here, this is the true president's watch, at least in my opinion, much more so than the Rolex, as one of these has been given to every single president ever since Truman. So that's just a very, very interesting fact, I believe, about this piece. And just besides the history, I mean, this is a very well done watch. The finishing is absolutely fantastic on this piece. It really rivals the high-end watch manufacturers very well. This is just, I mean, you can see the movement. The movement, there isn't a whole lot of perlage or anything, but it's still finished nicely. All the surfaces on it are brushed. It's got blued screws, and it really is quite a well-finished movement. They just didn't really go for the full decorative treatment to this movement, but I still think that this is a very well-finished watch, especially the case is nice. The dial I really love. It's super clean. It really looks like a true dress watch, and this is steel, so the price stays down a bit. This pre-owned is $3,250, and honestly, I mean, I really don't know a watch that can come in at this quality and history at that price point. I mean, this watch has everything going for it. It has a very rich history. This was actually made in very small amounts. This is number 10 out of 100, this specific model. So that's one other interesting thing. There were only over 100 of this model made. So it's really a very interesting piece, and I think Vulcains should be looked at a lot more than they are, as really no one knows about them anymore. I mean, they're really small. This is the second time I've ever seen one in person. I believe this is the Nautical Cricket at one other point. That's kind of their dive watch, but it also had the alarm function. That was kind of cool. It was very retro 70s style, I'd say. And they still do a Nautical, which is cool. But yeah, I mean, these watches, I think that these should be a lot more out there. I mean, this I'd say is kind of in the style of some Grand Seikos and stuff, but I'd say this is just better done than any of the other watches at this price point. I mean, this is in the Tag Heuer range, and I'd say that this is definitely a lot higher quality than Tag Heuers you can get at this price point. It's just not a known brand. So now I'm actually going to demonstrate the function of the movement. So the movement, as you can see, is it's very cool in the back, and the hammer for the alarm function is actually right there, so that buzzes on the side of the case, and I'll demonstrate that in a little bit. But one thing I'd like to point out is the winding. So that is actually the main barrel for the watch itself, and this is the barrel for the alarm function. So what's cool is that you actually will wind it it will actually wind in both directions. So as you can see, if I change directions in the crown, it actually changes which barrel it's winding. So if I go over this way, that's going to now be winding the alarm. And then if I go over this way, that's going to be winding the watch. The watch is fully wound, though, so I don't want to overwind it, so I'll just leave it there. But it's a very, very cool thing that I noticed, and a very easy way to wind this piece by just doing it. So depending on the direction, that's where you're winding it. So now to set the alarm function is based on this hand right here with the very interesting kind of silver speckled paint on the tip there. So to set it, what you're going to do is you're going to push this pusher down, all the way down. It feels though it'll be kind of like two steps in there. So you'll push that all the way down, and that pops the crown out. So now when the crown gets popped out, you can then move the alarm hand around, and I'm just going to set it at the current time so you guys can hear the alarm. So now when I put it in, alarm wasn't wound up quite enough. So it says it will do a 20 seconds of alarm function. So here, I'm just winding it up. Very cool function there. And then to stop it, you'll just push this pusher out and you can move the alarm hand away from the current time. Now, if you don't want it to go off at night or anything, then you can just leave this pusher down, crown popped out, and it's never going to go off, which is very interesting. I'm actually going to wind that alarm up a little bit more so that you can hear it a little better this time. One sec here. I'm just going to wait till I start feeling it stop. And you can see the winding there. Really cool on the back, how you can see that wind up. And actually this time I'll show you the hammer on the back side so you can see it vibrate against the case. Okay, so now let's try that again. So here I'll move the hour hand around, or the alarm hand around. I'll set it at the time. And oh, I was a little off there, I think. There we go. And now you can see it, and you can see that hammer now is going back and forth very, very fast right there. And when I stop it, there's the alarm hand. It's now stopped. I can put it back in then again. It's going to keep going. So as I said, it's got a 20-second alarm function, so that barrel for the alarm will last 20 seconds of pure alarm, and it's very loud, actually. I'd say it's a lot louder than some minute repeaters, so you're definitely going to notice this, especially if you're wearing it on your wrist because you'll feel the vibration. So speaking of wearing it on the wrist, let's now move into the wrist shot. So this watch comes on a nice alligator strap, very high quality. You could really, I mean, this is such a versatile looking watch. You could put it almost on any strap you'd like and kind of change the style a bit. It's a dress watch. You can honestly wear this watch every day if you want. It's a very simple styling. I like it quite a lot. One thing I didn't mention is this is a 42 millimeter watch, so that's it's a pretty hefty size, but I think it works pretty nicely. It's not too thick. It's pretty thick, but it's not too bad. I'd say you could still definitely pull this off with a suit. No problem there. And again, I mean, this is such a classy and elegant looking timepiece. I really love the look of this watch. So now moving besides the alarm on the dial, there you got a date at 6 o'clock. Really love how they put that at 6 o'clock, keeps the dial symmetry. Good job, Cricket, on that part. And also, one thing I would like to point out, though, is I would have wished that Vulcain put a black background on the date wheel so it matches this kind of dark slate gray dial, but I mean that makes the date, I guess, pop out a little bit more, easier to read, so it's not too big of an issue. That's just what I usually like to see with black dialed pieces. So again, this watch comes in at a price of $3,250. That's here at JB Hudson Jewelers. It's a pre-owned here. They lent us this piece for the purposes of this review, and I think the Vulcain really is a very interesting watch. You're not going to really see anyone else wearing this timepiece if you get it. It's very, very unique. Small number of people have them. Very high quality, though. I mean, extremely high quality. I'd say it definitely lives up to Rolex quality. I mean, it's definitely up there in terms of quality. You can wear this with a suit, wear this every day. It's really going to fit any type of clothing, and that's one thing I love about this piece. So thank you guys for watching this video. Remember to like, subscribe, and share. Thanks.